So Seg is now in the Phantom Zone. How's it getting out?
We shall see. The thing about Seg being in the Phantom Zone is it's a place beyond time and space. We know it's worse than death itself. There's going to be a cost to being there. Everything in our show is about consequence. Everything has a consequence. And he's in there with someone as well, isn't he? Brainiac. Yeah.
Yes, and Doomsday is running loose.
Doomsday's running loose. Season 2, we're going to see Doomsday unleashed.
Wow, that's going to be exciting. So there's, I don't want to say it's a love triangle. It's more like a love square going on. What are those relationships going to be like in Season 2?
Well, the thing is, like, we don't really use the term love triangle on the show, or love square even. Thank you for including Dev, because he so often gets left out of the equation. He's so essential. He's an amazing character. The thing is, these are people who are thrown into an incredibly complex situation. And of course, everything's running high emotions. The funny thing about Seg is, at the point where he leaves, he has no closure. He has no closure with anyone. And every single one of his relationships, pretty much every single one, is in a massive state of flux. So when he comes back, if he comes back, things are going to be different for him. And time will have passed for him in a way that it won't for everyone else.
Interesting. He's got to come back because he's basically the star of the show. But when you talked about relationships, how is his relationship with Adam going to work out?
Well, obviously, Seg's stuck in the Phantom Zone, and Adam is stuck in the present, in the bottled city of Detroit that was conquered by Zod, but now has been conquered by Brainiac. So, I don't know how it's gonna play out exactly. Cam Welsh, our great showrunner, hasn't told me, but I think Adam has a real struggle this year in terms of he no longer lives in his timeline. He's no longer from his timeline. But the funny thing is, Adam was the person who started Seg's journey. And now Seg is going to have to decide if he wants to continue on that journey. The role of hero was thrust upon Seg in the beginning. And now he has to choose if he wants to continue down that path. And the House of El is all about hope and inspiration. And Adam might be a little bit disillusioned that he's now in a world without Superman. And it might be up to Seg to tell him that this universe might not be yours, but it still needs heroes.
Wow, sounds like it's going to be really exciting. Can't wait to see it. Thanks for talking with us.
Pleasure, anytime.
Thank you. You kind of gave up everything for your daughter, and then she shot you.
I know. That left me feeling wounded on every level, like emotionally and physically. That's going to hit Jaina hard, because she gave up everything for her daughter, and how she is going to come back from that, and how she can come back fully and maintain the love that might be, deep down somewhere in her heart still, is going to be really interesting. How is she going to process it all, and what is she going to do next?
Well, I kind of feel as though Lita feels like she made a mistake by supporting General Zod, because now we see at the end he's now taken over everything. So are they going to team up again to kind of overthrow him?
Would Jaina and Lyta Zod team up? That's the question. I think, personally, it would be hard for her to team up with Lyta straight away. When we come back in Season 2, we know that some time has passed, a short amount of time has passed. I'm not sure that amount of time is long enough for her to have truly forgiven. I think even sometimes when we say to someone, I forgive you, there really still is lurking the pain. And I don't know if that pain is going to allow Jaina to join with Lyta, because Lyta, it seems, is part of that dictatorship. Yeah. I might certainly be interested in reclaiming her, but I don't know if I would join her. I think that's a step too far.
Do you think she would be able to go and essentially kill her grandson, because that's who General Zod is?
Of course she can kill her grandson. I mean, come on. She's a Zod. I mean, we've seen what she's had to give up in the past. She is a strong person who is not afraid to kill. We've seen her kill Seg's parents, and that was done out of love, you know. And if she believes that killing General Zod is out of love for her daughter and for the greater good, I think she absolutely would. Yeah.
I agree with you. So as EP and showrunner, what was the appeal to bring this story of Superman's grandfather to television?
Well, I think, you know, I've always loved Superman. He's always been my favorite comic book character. So it was a dream come true to have an opportunity to do that. And then, you know, once we started getting into it, the opportunity to expand upon and kind of deepen the mythology that was existing, you know, is an opportunity that I never thought I'd have. But beyond that, to also then carve out our own path. I feel like we have the best of both worlds with our show, because we have, you know, we have this kind of divergent timeline, and so we can. It means we have you know, a bit of an open slate to do what we like, but we can also like pick the bits of mythology that work for us. So it really is the best of both worlds.
Fantastic. Talk about this cast, because they're really great.
It's an incredible cast. I think that's absolutely our strong suit. You know, really everybody across the board, they're incredible, and you know, they're such a professional group. They're all different, you know, in their own ways, but it just they come together so well. It's I love them.
We asked Cameron how's he getting out of the Phantom Zone, so give us a little bit of a hint.
And did Cameron give you an answer?
He said he really couldn't say.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. Look, I guess the main thing is to say that we definitely, it's not going to be easy for Seg to get out of the Phantom Zone, and nor should it, you know. Otherwise, it feels like a bit of a cheap trick, really, you know, and a bit of false jeopardy to kind of and kind of schmuck bait for the audience. Like we owe it to the audience now to, you know, there has to be consequences, you know. Otherwise, it's just not. It undermines the stakes and everything else we've done.
And I feel like when he comes back, he's going to be changed in some way.
Absolutely, and that's really important. If he has to be, otherwise it's not worth doing.
Nesta's been through quite a bit, and she's learned the ultimate betrayal. Yeah. So how does that affect her going into season 2?
I mean, dude, what do you do? I mean, it's such a massive part of her life, and I think by her father not telling her that, he kind of almost stole, you know, key, obviously, such important information from her. However, the fact that he was going to kill her, he knew that there were more versions of her. So was he going to kill her? Does it change their relationship? Does it change what, you know, that means for them as a father-daughter duo? Does she look at it in a different light now? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but I'm excited to find out.
I never even thought about it that way, but you are so right.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about this. I don't call it a love triangle. I call it a love square.
Okay.
Let's talk about this with, you know, Seg and Lyta and Dev.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. You know, Seg and Nyssa were bound together, and Lyta was there. And, you know, if they've got true love, personally, I don't think Nyssa cares about standing on anyone's toes. However, Nyssa and Seg now have a responsibility together. Okay, they have Corvex. Right. We don't know who Corvex is going to end up, you know, being or what's going to happen with him. But as far as we're at right now, Nyssa and Seg are not only bound together, they have a responsibility. We see them kiss at the end of season 1. There is going to be more on that.
Oh, well, we'll just have to wait and see. So thanks for talking.
I'm joking. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you.
You too.